Dynamite.
Be in here. Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Cheryl. This is the Identity Booth, and today we're going to be talking about Travis Scott and the whole situation that went down in Houston with his concert. And before we talk about this, I just want to say, remember back early on when I was saying like, oh, people are finally getting to come back outside to do like basic shit, like go grocery shopping, go grab some stuff to eat, some basic stuff. They're just doing basic stuff, right? But you saw a plethora, a wave of stupid people doing crazy, mad, goofy, reckless things. It was because they had been trapped indoors for so long, they forgot how to act. This is a continuation of that. These are some of the first concerts happening after the pandemic, after people have been forced to be locked in for so long. And we're seeing the consequences of what happens when reckless people start to really turn up. So for all you guys that don't know, Travis Scott had a concert in Houston, which led to 8 people dying and multiple other people put in critical condition, with a 9-year-old being put in a coma. And for all you people in the organ procurement world, that's game over unless a miracle happens. And that doesn't happen in science. People have been asking me what's my opinion of this. How do I feel of the situation? I feel there are 3 entities that need to be held responsible in this order. Travis Scott, because of his continuous chain of bad behavior and truly making a point to cause maximum damage when he's in these situations. Live Nation, who is also taken part in multiple situations where fans and concertgoers have been hurt at their events. And then most importantly, the Houston Police Department or Fire Marshal for not just telling them that their concert had become a mass whatever wasn't enough. Shutting that shit down. But they're getting paid. It's all about the money. So let's follow, right? Let's follow. Let's learn more about the situation. At least 8 dead and many injured after crowd surge at Travis Scott Astroworld Festival in Houston, officials say. Now, let's just talk about how these people probably died. One, when you're in these big mosh pits, I'm a big dude. I'm 300 plus. I'm 6'5". Like I can move in a crowd. But in this crowd, all that shit means nothing. It don't mean a damn thing. I would have got my shit rocked just like the rest of them. And it's important that you understand that concept, because without understanding that, it then becomes harder and harder to realize what this all means, what this all does. These people were being compressed. So if you want to know how it feels, it's equivalent to having an asthma attack. And this is how you say, take a deep breath. Come on, let's all do it together. Let a little out. Don't take a deep breath. Little out. Little out. And just keep doing that over and over and over again. And you'll start to get lightheaded. And you'll eventually pass out. That's what was happening. And at some point, these people, when they then passed out, they fell, which led to a tripping frenzy, which then led to them being trampled, which then led to 4 to 5 layers of bodies. I've seen some of the footage, and it's pretty tough to watch. I wouldn't advise, I'm definitely not showing it, but I wouldn't advise anybody going out there to go watch this stuff. But let's talk a little bit more about it. Members of a densely packed crowd surged towards the stage and were crushed against each other in Houston Music Festival Friday night. At least 8 people were killed and scores of others injured in the chaos witnessed, and officials said. So let's talk about some hard numbers, right? We got 30 plus people injured. We have a 9-year-old in a coma. The youngest person to die was a 14-year-old. The oldest person to die was a 27-year-old. And this all happened when people decided to rush the stage. No, this all happened when Travis Scott, upon hearing that his Houston show was sold out, tweeted that people should rush the stand. We in this hoe. He incited people to rush the front gate, and that's what they did. Where they believe about 300 people were able to get in without anybody looking in their bags, without anybody scanning them, and without any accountability for identifying these people. There wasn't a joint effort to make sure he doesn't have any accountability there. None whatsoever. He tweeted that out. Rush the gate. We in this hole. So that's strike one on him. Top of that, 500 people to be watched by 300. There was probably 100,000 people there. I don't know if it was 100,000 people. How many people do we think were there? Does it tell us? 50,000 people. So half of 100,000. 50,000 people being watched by 500 people. There was only 16 officers there from the Houston Police Department at one point in the beginning. So there wasn't enough security. There wasn't enough stage handlers. There wasn't enough anything. And concerts like this are designed to have verts that help push people away from the stage, that help people from being it. But there was only one barracks, and it's the strongest barracks. It's the stage. Equipment, AEDs. There were no AEDs there, which is the defibrillators. There were none on site. There was only one in a tent that was over 100 yards away. No water, no resting stations, no medical tents, no nothing. There was just one for 50,000 people. An ambulance got in and a guy started dancing on there. He said, y'all trying to cancel me. And let's just get this over with. Cancel code, saying cancel somebody, we done with that word. Because it has now lost all meaning. A guy was dancing on an ambulance as people were being loaded up in there who were black and blue. And he's mad that people are mad that he was dancing on the sheet. If someone could have punched him in the chin, that's what we needed right then and there. And now let's talk about what Travis Scott knew versus what he didn't. Is it true that Travis Scott didn't know what was going on? That is false. There are multiple times in the story, in the show. In fact, I'm literally showing you a screenshot of him acknowledging that something is happening in the crowd and not doing anything about it. He went on to play the show. He would wait a few seconds to continue the set. Why was he so pressed? Why was he so pressed to get? Why was he so pressed to get this show going? Why did he have to have the show go? Well, it's all about the motherfucking money. Imagine you have Drake sitting in the back waiting to perform 2 songs, and you know you owe him some money. And if he doesn't step out on that stage, you're going to owe him a lot more. Is it far-fetched to believe that this maniac, Travis Scott, sacrificed 8 of his fans just so he didn't have to pay a dud out to Drake? I'd say yes, but a lot of people will fight me on this. Let's just be clear. He could have stopped the show. And if he could have stopped the show, Live Nation could have stopped the show. They could have turned on all the lights and cut all the mics. There's a soundboard system set up specifically for that. Why? Because active shooters. Remember in Las Vegas when that guy started shooting people from the hotel building? Well, they didn't want shit like that to ever happen again, so they created kill switches so that the lights and the sounds can all go on and off as need be. So let's not even stunt. He had total control of the situation. Shout out, Jay. What's up, Jay? I see you in here. But, Hero, how was he supposed to control the crowd? I introduce you to one of my favorite bands, Linkin Park. This is them performing a song, and what the fuck am I talking for? Watch.
Paranoid Looking over my back, it's like, hey, yo, hold up. Yo. We got a little problem up here.
Pick him up right
Everybody
now.
up. Sorry, you guys. We gotta look out for safety first, for real. Nobody gets hurt. That's number one.
Hey, yo.
We'll play this shit, the whole shit again if you guys get up, if you guys are all right. Okay, watch yourselves.
Hey, yo, man. We know we've been stressing all night about being cool.
R.I.P. Chester Bennington. This dude commits suicide, man. But goddamn, why can't we have more people like this?
And this is the reason why. Let's go over it one more time.
This is the dude.
When someone falls, what do you do? When someone falls, what do you do? That's right, people.
It's just that simple. This is a rock band. They have 4 guitars, a DJ, a rapper, and a screen specialist. And they managed to see it. They managed to do something about it. Travis Scott had more than enough power. He has pieces where people are talking to him. He knew what was going on. But a lot of people hitting me with this shit. It's still not his fault. Travis Scott has already been found guilty of this twice. He's a repeat offender. He's a habitual offender. He is a fucking menace. In a show where someone was pushed off a 3rd floor balcony, he then double dared someone else to jump off. The first dude was paralyzed. In another city, Chicago, they shut down his show because he made all his fans rush the stage, and Chicago wasn't playing that. They shut his shit off. But you know, Houston, they had money to make here. And I'm telling y'all, I can't prove it right now, but when the smoke settles, this came down to money. And 8 people dying just so he probably didn't have to pay a lot of money to Drake for a dud show. Sounds like it's worth it to Travis Scott. But you know what? I hear you. You could read this article and say, hero, this is your tango. How can we take this serious? Well, let's hear from the mouth of the beast himself, shall we? Travis Scott doesn't care about people and doesn't understand the gripe of people. Here's a video of Travis Scott supporting the murder of Michael Brown. Remember that 13-year-old kid that was shot by a police officer? Let's hear Travis Scott's thoughts on it.
Kind of like angry that so many black people are acting like fake activists, and like even just like, you know, publicity, and we're still talking about this, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Mike Brown was just like an evil person, but I'm not saying he was perfect either. And I'm not saying he deserved to get killed.
He didn't.
But I'm not saying that he didn't deserve to, like, you know, pay for consequences that he probably inflicted. See, that's what's like wrong with black people, man. Like, I feel like, man, just like in culture in general.
He said a 13-year-old kid who was unarmed running away from an officer who didn't have his body camera on like he was supposed to probably got what was coming to him. Travis Scott said, you know, those people probably got what was coming to him. Come on now, people. It's not too hard to see why this person falls very low on my scale of things I'm impressed by. He's a fucking menace. And now 8 people have died on his watch. And the question is, what are going to be the consequences? Because we all about holding people accountable, right? How are we going to hold this dude accountable? Because the writing was already on the wall. The writing was already on the wall. He wants to create Rage Fest and doesn't care who it hurts as long as he gets paid. So who do we hold accountable for this? Honestly, I want to know you guys' opinion. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this. I appreciate you guys coming through. it was an interesting take off of me, but like I said, if I'm holding 3 people responsible, it's gonna be Travis Scott #1, it's gonna be Live Nation #2, and it's gonna be the police department who are resorting to saying that someone was walking around sticking people with fentanyl. Police are so dumb. They're so dumb. And of course, Live Nation and watch when the autopsies come out. Let me tell you how this is gonna happen. The autopsy's gonna come out, right? And they're gonna be like, "Oh, this person had weed in their system, and that's why they died." They're gonna deflect the first chance. All there's 36 lawsuits and counting. This is gonna be a shit storm for sure. But hey, that's the segment. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe, down on the team. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Catch the five, but it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.